What if your anxiety, your rage wasn't yours? What if it started with your mom, who got it from her dad? You might be carrying trauma that didn't start with you. Today we're exploring 12 profound quotes from Dr. Marielle Buquet's groundbreaking book, Break the Cycle, A Guide to Healing Intergenerational Trauma. Let's unlock these insights together. Powerful quote 1. When trauma is passed down, its psychological, behavioral, and emotional repercussions may affect entire families and communities. This one hit me because it captures the essence of intergenerational trauma's ripple effect. So, trauma isn't isolated to individuals. It creates waves that touch everyone connected to us. When one person experiences trauma, their coping mechanisms, fears, and emotional responses become teaching moments for the next generation, sometimes unconsciously creating patterns that spread throughout families and even entire communities. This isn't just about individual pain. It's about collective healing that needs to happen across generations. Powerful quote 2. Trauma is not just an event that took place sometime in the past. It is also the imprint left by that experience on mind, brain, and body. Trauma has a way of transforming from an event into a physical, psychological presence within us. It doesn't stay neatly packed away in our memories. It becomes part of our physical architecture. Think of it like a fingerprint, unique to each person's experience, but leaving a distinct impression on everything from our stress responses to how we process emotions. The anxiety you feel about something may not just be a random thought. Your body and mind may still be responding to your grandmother's real experience decades later and in completely different circumstances. Powerful quote 3. Your DNA is not your destiny. The stories of your past do not have to dictate your future. Read that again. This quote offers profound hope by challenging genetic determinism. While trauma can affect gene expression and be inherited, we aren't prisoners of our genetic code. These patterns can be interrupted. Yes, you can break free from that scarcity mindset dominating your family for generations. You too can write a new chapter that diverges from your inherited script. This understanding transforms us from passive recipients of genetic destiny into active authors of our own lives, capable of healing wounds that began long before we were born. Powerful quote 4. It's up to us to break generational curses. When they say it runs in the family, you tell them this is where it runs out. This quote is a call to courageous action and personal responsibility. Dr. Buke challenges the I give up mentality often associated with family patterns by encouraging us to become intentional cycle breakers. When people dismiss harmful patterns as inevitable, that's just how our family is, they surrender their agency. But transformation is possible when we consciously decide to disrupt destructive cycles. We can declare a boundary line where outdated survival mechanisms stop being passed forward. Powerful quote 5. Your body remembers your trauma in the aches, the stress responses, and the very way you carry your history. Ever get triggered and not know why? Your body does. Trauma doesn't just live in our minds, it inhabits our physical being. Our bodies become archives of our experiences and those of our ancestors. The tension in your shoulders, unexplained digestive issues, or panic responses to seemingly ordinary situations may actually be your body's way of speaking about unresolved trauma. As the book also says, trauma is a wounding of the soul that impacts a person's mind, body, and spirit, requiring multidimensional healing. Powerful quote 6. When your body carries the weight of inherited trauma, every ache and tension can be a call to reconnect with parts of your past that need healing. This quote suggests that physical symptoms aren't just problems to suppress. They're messengers guiding us toward healing. Physical and emotional responses are not random. They're meaningful connections to ancestral experiences that require acknowledgement. By paying attention to when your body feels triggered or tense, you can begin to trace these reactions back to their origins, perhaps finding they stem from stories that began long before you were born. This awareness transforms discomfort from something to avoid into a pathway to understanding. Powerful quote 7. By breaking the cycle, you are not rejecting your past. You are reclaiming it, transforming ancestral pain into power. This quote beautifully reassures us that healing isn't about dishonoring our ancestors or rejecting our heritage. It's about honoring them by transforming their unresolved pain. She shares how she initially felt guilty about letting go of scarcity behaviors, as if preserving them was a way of showing loyalty to her grandmother and mother's struggles. But she realized that true loyalty comes from healing those wounds, not perpetuating them. When we break cycles, we're actually fulfilling our ancestors' deepest wishes for us to thrive beyond their limitations. We don't erase their stories, we give them new endings. Powerful quote 8. Breaking the cycle is not a single event, but a lifelong, courageous journey toward emotional freedom and intergenerational abundance. This quote cautions against viewing cycle breaking as a one-time achievement, instead framing it as an ongoing process requiring sustained courage. Buquet describes her own gradual journey of shedding the guilt and fear associated with her family's scarcity mindset, emphasizing that it took time. The promise of intergenerational abundance reminds us what's at stake, not just our own well-being, but potentially transforming the emotional inheritance of generations to come. This long-view perspective gives meaning to our daily healing choices. Powerful quote 9. When you practice self-compassion and integrate holistic techniques, you rewire both brain and body for resilience. This quote highlights Dr. Buch's view that holistic healing methods, which address mind, body, and spirit together, can actually change our neurobiology. She emphasizes that traditional psychology hasn't fully embraced holistic methods, but her experience shows that integrating multiple healing modalities creates more complete transformation. Self-compassion plays a crucial role by creating safety for this rewiring to occur. When we respond to our trauma responses with understanding rather than judgment, we create the conditions for new neural pathways to form. So practices like mindfulness, body work, and compassionate self-talk aren't just coping mechanisms. They're literally reshaping your brain's architecture to build resilience where trauma once created vulnerability. Powerful quote 10. Every problem is survivable. When you visualize overcoming even the smallest challenge, you open yourself to larger healing possibilities. With this quote, Dr. Buquet is suggesting that healing builds upon itself through accumulated experiences of overcoming. Each time you navigate a small challenge successfully, you're creating evidence for your nervous system that you can handle discomfort and uncertainty. This gradually expands your window of tolerance for addressing larger traumas. By doing this, we systematically rebuild trust in our capacity to heal, creating a foundation for tackling deeper work. This approach transforms overwhelming healing journeys into manageable steps. Powerful quote 11. The process of healing is not linear. It comes in waves. Some days your progress feels slow, and on others, breakthroughs emerge unexpectedly. Dr. Buquet acknowledges the unpredictable nature of trauma recovery, freeing us from expectations of steady, continuous improvement. Healing has its own ebbs and flows. Some days you'll feel like you're moving backward. That's not failure, it's just part of the organic process. Other days, insights will arrive with surprising clarity. Understanding this pattern helps build resilience for the challenging periods and gratitude for the breakthrough moments. Powerful quote 12. Sound baths provide vibrational frequencies at a cellular level, gently recalibrating your nervous system and releasing deep-seated tension. In the book, sound baths as a holistic healing technique are suggested to address trauma that's stored in the body. The concept recognizes that our bodies aren't just flesh and bone, they're energy systems that respond to frequencies. Sound healing works below the cognitive level, bypassing our analytical mind to directly soothe the nervous system that holds trauma responses. By introducing harmonious vibrations, sound baths can help regulate nervous systems that have been dysregulated by inherited trauma patterns, offering healing at the fundamental cellular level. There you have it! 12 transformative quotes from Dr. Marielle Buch's book, Break the Cycle. Which quote resonated most with you? Drop a comment below and let me know which one you'll be carrying with you. If you found value in these insights, hit that subscribe button for more wisdom that transforms.